Okay, so now frets are in, and I like to glue mine. Don't have to, but I've noticed better results with the glue in, just through the rest of the working for the neck carving. And you could use CA. I don't have any thin CA at the moment, which is fine. I need a thing. Instead, I like using, this will also work too, chair glue. From Veritas, so, you know, Lee Valley Primo brand. I'm pretty sure it's just basically really thin wood glue, but it dries nice and clear. It's really thin, so it can kind of permeate down through the fret slots. We're going to use a needle that comes with. So now that the neck is drying, onto the body. Here's another little tip, kind of specific to burl tops. You might get, let's say, poplar, maple, cottonwood, whatever. We've got a chambered body, right? So we've got lots of cavities that glue could obviously start to flow into. Now with a burl top, it's kind of tricky because all these little tiny inclusions that you see, they actually come through on the other side. For example, say that guy right there, right? If you want a perfectly flat top, you're gonna have to fill those because any finish is going to suck all that up. And you can see that it comes through right in the back end here. Now, it's not the end of the world, but there's tons of these all riddled throughout this burl. That's what gives it its figure. And if one of those inclusions and basic cavities lines up with the cavity like you have like from one of the chambers, well then you're going to be filling, you know, you're going to be filling with whatever epoxy or CA, and it's just going to keep running and running and running. So a good thing to do while you have, you know, the there's the top, you know, and then there's the bottom, right, for a right-handed guitar. While you got access to the back end here, start filling it, and it's just as simple so that when you I like using this stuff, Z epoxy. It's a really good kind of sanding resin, finishing resin is what they call it, and it's very thin, has a really nice amber, and it's a really great product for just filling in and getting in all those tiny inclusions, sanding. Sometimes you have to do it 2 or 3 or 4 times, but hopefully not any more than that. But if I were to use that thin cut stuff on here, then it's just going to seep through. So while you got the back end open, you can just use, I'm going to just use Gorilla Glue and accelerator and just start filling in all those gaps. Nothing fancy. And it's just, it's an extra step, but it kind of, you know, an extra 10 minutes here saves you 20 minutes down the road, so it's actually faster. So we're just about, we're about ready to glue this guy now. This is just another little trick I like to do. I like to put it in a vise and then just use C-clamps to move it around, but just to get the body secure in the vise. It's just a dirtbag trick that's made sense to me. Double stick carpet tape. Make sure you don't cut yourself. On just some softwood, whatever. Get the tape off. That's garbage. And then sticky side down. And you can just run it on the back end here. Give that a press. Now you can actually wield your guy there. What that does is make it so you can clamp it like this. Now I wouldn't trust this too much. I mean, you know, it's not going to go anywhere, but that way it gives me like a 360 coverage for the most part. I mean, here and here, I'm not too worried. If I don't get a perfect glue joint here, that's a neck pocket, so that's fine. You just want to get your meat hooks right in there. So we'll get some C-clamps ready and get this top glued on. Just a little bit of snipe or something from the planer. That's better. Okay, so clamp show. Oh, ow. Move this to there. So that might be about a half hour, maybe a bit quicker, but I'll leave it for probably about 45 minutes, and that'll be plenty enough time. And the neck should be dry, so we'll get to working on that. Whoa. Alright, I'm going to be showing another great little trick. Seems like I'm just showing all little tricks that I've kind of picked up over the years and figured out through trial and error. Mother of pearl inlay. What goes with that? Mother of pearl side dots. So some great little side dots. Hopefully you can see those tiny little guys, about 2 mil in diameter, and they're about 2 or 3 mil in depth as well. So it's going to be kind of tricky if you have to use a little 2 mil bit, and it's especially on wenge. Wenge just has a nice wide open grain, so it wants to grab wood pretty easily and then just tear. So even on the best of days. So what I've made here is a little depth stop for the 2 mil bit. I'll do a little zoom so you can see what I did here. So what I did, I took a 2 mil bit and then just some thin copper rod. You could use tape, but I was finding the tape would either slip or slide up, and you'd get kind of the basically the wrong depth. Found some copper tube from a hobby store, and they use it for like model airplanes and trains and whatnot. And then slid that on just over top of the bit, and then just CA glued it from the back end. So it's basically this nice little depth stop. So it goes exactly the right depth for these 2 mil mother of pearl side dots. Again, you don't want them too deep, because then trying to sand this all the way down flush, you want them just a little bit proud, so then when you sand them, they're done. Moving on. So these will go just much like that. Problem with this is it does get clogged up really easy, so you just have to kind of pick it away with a scalpel or something every pass. So, but yeah, you could use this for tiny little plugs or really whatever size of bit. If you had a 6 mil bit or a 4 mil bit, whatever your dots are going to be. Okay, so I'll do one here. Clean out the bit. Get it set in the awl where the hit. Just a bit of spunk in there. Clean that out. Perfect. Dip it in some glue. And voila. Boom. As always. Something else to do. Okay, this could all come off. And you go there. Okay. And then, for my next trick, oh, that's on there pretty good. There we go. That was scary, eh? Thought I'd rip the swamp ash apart. Okay. note to self, this tape is pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna do head over to the trimmer and then start kind of cleaning up some of these edges.